Man, first thing first, shout out to Ben Davis for this video request. This video is called What New Zealand Can Teach Us About Reparations, man. And then they say, I guess they speak on how America can get reparations too. But let's see, though. I know they over there, the people over here in New Zealand, they've been fighting for a minute, man. Let's get it. I feel like, man, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm intrigued with New Zealand like I live over here. Like I'm from over here, man. You honestly can't tell me that I'm not Kiwi at this point. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie.
For centuries, these two islands in the South Pacific were home to Maori people. They call it Aotearoa. The indigenous
That's how you say it, Aotearoa. Okay.
Maori population was rooted in a sacred relationship with the land and surrounding waters. They organized society in an intricate system of tribes and sub-tribes. They flourished. But by the end of the 1800s, roughly 60% of them were dead due to new diseases, displacement,
60%.
and war, all caused by Western colonizers who called the islands New Zealand. Over the course of several decades, more than 90% of collectively owned Maori land had been taken by the British Crown.
They not only took the land, but they took that river. That river meant everything to us.
There were hundreds of my ancestors that were taken.
We lost language, we lost land, we lost our way of life.
You kind of wonder at times,
His shirt says I will speak
who am
Maori,
I?
but I don't know if I can speak Maori.
What am I?
If I can't learn anything today, I can learn
But
anything
today,
tomorrow, but give me my
something
apology.
groundbreaking is happening here. A kind of reparations, or as they refer to them in Aotearoa, settlements.
Settlement,
Land
wow.
and cash settlements for Maori, accompanied by historic formal apologies.
Now I heard something like this going on in California over here, something like this. But they saying it's a setup, man. They said if people over here get reparations, it's like a setup or something. You know, you just hear people say certain things, man. But they getting a settlement over here in New Zealand. It says Maori tribe gets government apology. Wow,
From the
that's crazy.
government.
Another first.
Do y'all, how y'all feel about that?
An apology.
Do y'all
iwi received $87
believe
million
it's
in cash from the Crown.
17 land blocks
beneficial?
have been returned, you know, with deeds and titles.
$170 million. Peanuts. It really is peanuts.
That's crazy.
I'm here in Aotearoa to take a closer look.
How did y'all do that, bro? How did y'all make this happen? Like, y'all need to come over here and help us make this happen. I mean, honestly, I don't even think people over here should get reparations because they don't got the knowledge, man. So they need to
at
get
Maori
the
people's
literature
long fight for
first.
sovereignty over their
You know what I'm saying?
lands
Before they get
and
that
all of the
money.
mixed emotions and outcomes that come with it. I'm also here to explore how a similar movement for redress could gain more steam
Shout
in
out
the
to
United
this
States.
sister
for Native
right here.
Americans
Yes,
and
indeed.
Black people descended from those
Shout out to this sister right here, helping the Maoris and the black people, bringing them together, man. You know what I'm saying? Go Queen.
enslaved
You know
in
we
American
here for the
states.
queens, yes,
for Native
sir.
Americans and Black people descended from those enslaved in America.
My
Native
bad,
Americans
my bad,
and
y'all. I
Black
know I'm
people
pausing it. Not all of America was freed on July 4th.
Descended from those enslaved in America.
Shout out to that Asian lady,
Maori
man.
people have gotten the
Love
British
to
Crown
see it. All
to
colors helping the
recognize the
black
harms
people,
of their
man.
pillaging, apologize, and pay. What can we learn about reparations from their story?
Let's get it. These journalists be on it, man. Shout out to them. They
At
be
the
on
end
that
of the
stuff.
18th century, about 100,000 Maori lived in Aotearoa and were part of various tribes, still known today as iwi, and sub-tribes, hapu. Though they weren't functionally a nation, they controlled every corner of the island.
They
But
still
in the
doing
first half of
fireworks
the 19th
outside.
century, Europeans began to arrive by thousands of ships, especially people from England, far beyond the small settlement of British missionaries
they were all
already
over
living
there.
there.
As disputes start to occur between the new arrivals and Māori, particularly around use of land.
The settlers saw the land as property, something to be owned, which was in conflict with the Maori view. And there were new outside threats too.
Bruh, that is
Maori
just so disrespectful, man. That's my washer in the back. But that's so disrespectful. Like, You live here and other people just see this as land and opportunity, but this your home. Like, you been living here for centuries, decades. Y'all been fighting each other. And then people want to show up talking about, oh yeah, I think this would be good for my kitchen right here.
Learned that the French and other Westerners wanted their lands. So they began signing this Declaration of Independence in 1835. Rangatira, or Maori chiefs, used the document to make a firm statement to the rest of the world that authority within Aotearoa rested with them. The document declared He Whenua Rangatira, which translates to an independent state. With new nationhood, they petitioned King William IV for support and protection. And a few years later, the British government and Maori chiefs saw the need for another formal document.
That's where they backdoored them, right?
Both engage further with the British Crown.
Man, it's so slimy and so evil, man. Just so demonic almost. Because they did them wrong. I know a little bit about this story. They made another treaty where they couldn't read it or something. And they had them sign that and did them wrong, man. Did them wrong. Honestly, I wouldn't have signed it. Like, I wouldn't abide by it, though. Like, if the fact that they abide by the treaty, even though they signed it, and it wasn't what they thought was on there, that just shows, like, how much they respect this paper.
As treaty partners and having a strategic political but also trading partner.
In 1840, more than 500 Maori chiefs signed this document, Te Tiriti o Waitangi, with the British Crown. Te Tiriti is the foundational document at the center of the story. Its creation opened up the gateway to the unlawful British colonization of the islands. It's been vigorously debated because there are stark differences between the Maori and English texts of the treaty.
Yeah.
The Maori text says that the Rangatira have Tino Rangatira Tanga, which translates to absolute authority over their lands, resources, homes, and Tonga, or treasured.
The fact that they even gotta say that, the fact that they even like going back and forth on this is crazy and disrespectful. I wonder if anybody came to the UK around these times and tried to pull this on them. Like, who the UK thought they was, man? They did this to every country. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like how the UK just tried to body everybody. Or not even tried. They really did. I just don't like that. That don't sit right. I don't know.
Possessions.
I don't like that, bro. I don't like how they did that to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
To Her Majesty, the Queen of England, all rights and power of sovereignty.
Those big differences, one version saying you ceded sovereignty, the other one saying actually you get to govern yourselves and look after yourselves. You know, it's quite fundamental really in terms of how things rolled out across our history.
Within a Maori worldview, within a Maori philosophy, it's not actually possible to decide to give up that sovereignty to someone else.
The British proceeded to assert control over the islands after the treaty was signed, claiming that under British law, they had the power to set up a government. They appointed a governor, William Hobson, and formally established Aotearoa as a colony by the end of 1840.
There were land sales, or purported land sales, where they engaged with perhaps one of the 100 owners, or 100 people that had rights to a piece of land. They'd engage with one person that effectively would sell the entire block.
Where I'm from in Wairoa,
sell the whole thing, man.
Big significant purchase of land, which was framed as a sale and purchase, but my ancestors were told by the Crown Purchase Agent, either you sell us this land or we will confiscate it. And so it's those kinds of coercive practices which also resulted in significant.
So they pretty much,
So
they pretty much bullied them. Like they pretty much, y'all not gonna like this choice of verbiage right here, but they pretty much little boyed them, man. That's what they did. They said, they put their hand on top of their head and they was like, hey son, either you gonna sell me this land or I'm gonna take this land from you, literally. man, y'all getting reparations though. That's what's up, man. Y'all getting reparations. They need to go ahead and bring that to America.
Resistance of our people.
Go ahead and give us some of them reparations.
Conflict over land and resource came to a head in 1860.
In the decades-long New
They
Zealand
need to
wars,
teach financial
Maori
literacy
people
in
battled
school.
to protect
That's what
their
they
land.
should do.
But they were severely outnumbered by British troops. who
Nah,
killed
they
more
shouldn't
than
do that. I ain't
2,000
gonna lie,
Maori.
they shouldn't do that.
Through the wars, the British who killed more than 2,000 land. But they were severely outnumbered by British troops who killed more than 2,000 Maori.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how many people they had to bring from the UK? Like, this what they did. They landed in New Zealand. They was like, hey, y'all, it's land over here that we could take. Bring everybody. Come on. And then they outnumbered people that's already been living here. I'm saying that because they said they outnumbered them. So you know how many people they had to bring over there? Because New Zealand probably already had so many people. At the same time, they probably didn't because New Zealand only got 5 million today. So back then, was it probably more or less back then? Back then, it was probably more because they said 60% died. So, yeah, it was probably a lot more back then in New Zealand.
Through
Island,
the wars,
bro.
the British confiscated massive amounts of land, supported by a new law that said the crown could seize the land of anyone who had rebelled against the queen.
Wow,
Maori
they just making up laws. They just making up laws as they go for their favor, for their benefit. I just don't like that. Who are these people, man?
To defend
Who
their
do they
claims
think
to
they
land in
are?
Court, but mounting a defense
You know what I'm saying?
usually included prohibitively expensive legal fees and travel costs. This land confiscation triggered a breakdown of the Maori economic base and disrupted the communal culture.
Who do they
of
think
Maori
they are,
identity.
bruh?
Plus, diseases that European colonizers brought to Aotearoa continued to kill Maori in large numbers. In 1840, shortly after Europeans began arriving by the shipload, 80,000 Maori lived on the island.
See, they was
By
coming over there
1896,
deep, man.
Only 42,000 remained. Meanwhile, the Pākehā population, those who were white or non-Maori, ballooned to 701,000 people.
God damn.
An estimated 88% of Maori lands were taken.
Damn,
It wasn't
700,000?
until decades later that
Yeah, y'all definitely wasn't getting that back. I ain't gonna lie. If y'all, bro, they came. That's what I'm saying. They came on boatloads. They was thirsty to come to New Zealand, bro. These people back then was too thirsty. They went from 80,000 to 40,000 people, and then the Pākehā went from 0 to 700,000. God, yeah, y'all was too outnumbered at that point. Ain't nothing y'all really could do. Y'all just had to take it, man. Just had to.
Maori activists would
Just had
force
to
the
take
British
it.
crown
You know what I'm saying?
to reckon with this history.
Everything as a child growing up in the first 15 years of our lives, for me, was around how to be a Pākehā. Everything
Really?
was geared up how.
Yeah, so the first 15 years of his life, he said he was taught on how to fit in with the UK foreigners that came to their land. It's crazy.
To talk like them, dress like them.
It's almost hysterical,
Sing
bro.
like
It's crazy, bro.
By the 1950s,
It's honestly
New
getting me
Zealand's
mad.
government
I ain't gonna
had
lie. It's getting me
rewritten
mad, bro.
The history of the crown's colonization into a rosy story.
It's damn near getting
One
me
newspaper
upset.
from the early 1900s quoted a politician who said, "The Maoris had always been loyal to the British Empire. New Zealand was a country that had never been conquered or annexed. It was a mutual agreement."
There has been a real perpetuation of a myth that, New Zealand has great race relations. And often Te Tiriti o Waitangi is held up as the example of that, is to say, look, we negotiated this sovereignty by consent.
But in practice, the oppression of the Maori had continued for more than 100 years
Damn.
after the Treaty of Waitangi.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not watching this. Like, I'm gonna watch this. If y'all like the video, if people like the video, you know what I'm saying? Can we get 100 likes, bro? Then I know. people want me to watch the rest, because it's 30 minutes and I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm just not about to spend my time if people don't actually like these videos, you know what I'm saying? So like the video, bro. But look, I don't like how it's like this, bro. This, you got her walking her out like she's some type of queen. I mean, she the queen to the Pacquiao people, you feel what I'm saying? But like, she came to they land, and now the people that are here are like blessing the ground that she stepped on. Like, it's, bro, this shit, I just don't like that, bro. I don't know. I don't like how, it's like, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, the audacity damn near, bro. It just gets me mad, bro, learning this history stuff. And it just says a lot about each type of people, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, the UK, y'all got some historically evil things in y'all history, bro. Y'all done did some evil stuff. If we talking reality, no opinions. These are not opinions. This is facts. They done did some evil thing. I ain't gonna lie, like some real, some barbaric type things. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, the British back then. When I leave my house, I think it's only right that everybody should, you know what we should do? They should create a lick day. So one day out of the year, you should be free to just beat up any British person, any native British person, just for what they did. Like, you should be able to just punch them if you want to, kick them, you know what I'm saying? Just call the lick day. One day out of the year, you just get your licks back. You know what y'all think about that? Hey, y'all go, bro. Like the video, man. We gonna watch the rest of this. If we get 100 likes, you feel me? Let's get it. We out. Let's go.